You know, I think as you go through life and as you go through being a part of a team, I think you kind of just, you view yourself as just another person, another body. And I'm sure everybody views themselves like that, but what it makes you realize is the people around you sometimes care more about you than you realized.
Freddie's one of my favorite people on the planet. He's one of those guys that whoever meets him just falls in love with the guy. He's genuine, he's honest. You talk to him for 5 minutes and you walk away going, man, that's a good dude.
He's a terrific guy. I mean, the thing about Freddie is Freddie's Freddie.
Great coach.
He's always joking around, but in a positive way. He's just a real Southern gentleman.
What are you doing? You're back.
In 2013, Arizona assistant coach Freddie Kitchens, who had been on the previous staff, was retained by incoming head coach Bruce Arians.
He was the tight end coach at Arizona when I got there, and I had stayed in close contact with him throughout his coaching career, so it was an easy keep.
The two were familiar because Kitchens had played quarterback for Arians at Alabama in 1997.
He was my offense coordinator my senior year at Alabama. I think we've always had a pretty close relationship, even after college.
There we go, Bostic.
Does he have a nickname?
Thick.
Thick.
Yeah, he was the thickest quarterback in the SEC, that's for sure.
Appropriately, the coach, nicknamed Thick, always looks good in red and white.
I wanted to get a uniform, like a costume, Santa costume. But
This past Christmas, he went online and bought like a couple $100 real Santa suit, like the real deal, like legit. He brought over presents for our kids, and my kids lost their minds because he just showed up and he starts pounding on the front door, and he comes in, he's trying to do like a Santa voice, but he's got that Southern, that Alabama accent, and it sounds like crap.
How's your ho-ho-ho, though?
That was one of my favorite moments, is him coming over on his one off day to be Santa.
In June of 2013, Kitchens, who had recently been promoted to quarterbacks coach, needed a Christmas miracle of his own.
it was a Tuesday during OTAs, and walked out onto the field. And then as I was jogging over, I stopped and turned around. And I just turned around and realized I heard something pop in my chest. And then suddenly my vision started going white.
He had made the comment like, man, does anybody else ever get dizzy? Or I forget his exact words. Or maybe he couldn't see out of one eye or something, and I kind of remember looking over him. And I had said something to our team trainer, like, hey, go check Freddie out.
As soon as I walked up on the group, both Drew and Carson were like, hey, check out Freddie. Something's wrong with him. He's talking funny. He seems like he's a little out of it. So I tried to talk him into going inside right there. Check your vitals, make sure everything's okay.
When he took my heart rate, I don't remember the exact figures, but it was, 50 something, maybe over 40s. I'm not really sure, but it was real low. And my blood pressure was really low. It was like 80 over 40 or 90 over 50 or something like that.
Freddie, we're gonna call an ambulance and you're going to the hospital, all right? We're gonna take you. Nothing but argument, out of Freddie, right? No, I'm fine, just give me some IV fluids, I'll be fine, right? No, Freddie, something's wrong.
With his family out of state, Kitchens was driven by a student trainer to the emergency room of a local hospital.
I don't even know who knows this, but I didn't have a charger for my phone and it was almost dead, and I figured, I don't know what's going to take place here, so I need to probably charge my phone. So I actually got the student trainer to drop me off at the door of the emergency room. He's like, no, I need to take you in. I was like, no, you need to go get me a charger. So I gave him some money, and he went and got a cell phone charger for me to charge my phone.
While his phone charged, Kitchens underwent a series of tests. A CT scan revealed a critical condition.
The x-ray technician, looked at me and he's like, buddy, I gotta get you back over there. And I was like, what, I had a heart attack? And he's like, no, I wish.
What he had is called an ascending aortic dissection. What that means is that the wall of the aorta, the main blood vessel coming out of the heart, has torn. It's torn internally. It hasn't ruptured fully through the aorta, and that's usually instantly fatal. But when this happens, a very large number of people don't even survive to get to the hospital.
I knew it was pretty dire at that point when they told me it was a 20% chance of survival.
With time of the essence, Kitchens was airlifted to Arizona Heart Hospital for a life-saving operation.
When he was being transported by helicopter, he remembered his daughters had asked him what it would be like to fly in a helicopter, and so he thought, well, whether I make it or not, at least if I take some photographs, my daughters will see what it's like from a helicopter. So he took some pictures from the helicopter.
I'd never been in a helicopter before. I'd always seen them take off, and I always wanted to, and my daughters had always wanted to, but I took some pictures of taking off and things like that.
He was taking pictures on his phone so that if he died, his girls could see how cool the view is from a helicopter. I mean, he's just so outside the box, but thinking of everybody before himself.
It's a situation where you're looking death in the eyes, and at the same time, you can take pictures of your helicopter ride. It's amazing what the human body and the mind can accomplish.
Kitchens endured 10 hours of emergency heart surgery to repair and reconstruct his aorta.
They did replace his valve. They put a mechanical valve. And so he's kind of like that alligator on Peter Pan, where you can hear him ticking because you can hear him coming all the time.
Miraculously, Kitchens recovered for the start of the team's training camp just 2 months later. Today, his prognosis is good, and so is his perspective.
I think I was always one of those guys that that respected life, that tried to live every day like it was your last. I like to feel like that's the way I was, and realizing that it cost absolutely nothing to be nice. And you're kind of the author to your own story. And, that's just part of my story now.